Willkommen to the trainer closet, where trainer secrets are revealed and tested. Individual results may vary depending upon your genome and microbiome and whatever else you do. Now here is Mike. He's drinking, hopefully has electrolytes in it, maybe not. He wants to stay young and healthy and good looking, so electrolytes again give you that plum feeling too. You know, you want to keep that water in. Anyways,
trying to avoid aging.
Yeah, exactly. He's not avoiding me though. Anyways, here is Chelsea. She's running now. Mike,
Arrest.
what do you do when you have a complicated client? How do you deal with that? What is your secret there?
What's my secret with a complicated client?
And define complicated client for me. Like, is a complicated client for you somebody who has like a weird issue that you don't know about, like a medical issue, or is it somebody who just, I don't know, doesn't show up to motivate? Like, how do you motivate a not motivated client? What is your secret there?
I would say complicated comes in two different forms. They're either complicated because their body is broken, or they're complicated because their mind is broken. And I say broken as an overarching umbrella term. Nobody's broken because life itself is beautiful. So no matter how broken you are...
That's very hippie of you. I didn't know that about you.
I'm a spiritual cat.
By the way, mind and body are kind of one thing for me, I would think.
Mind and body are one thing for you, but I would say they're one thing for me too. But in terms of a complicated client, are they complicated because their psyche isn't where it needs to be, or are they complicated because they actually have bodily injuries?
Where does their problem, so to speak, the source start?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
And so I have to dissect that in the beginning. Some people have the wrong mindset and really bad movement, and that's, you know, a double whammy. But basically figuring out which is the problem first, is it in their head or is it in their body, is important. And if it's in their head, then I move right into breathing techniques, because breathing techniques really have the ability to get you out of that sympathetic fight or flight response and get you a little bit more into a parasympathetic state where you're able to think open-minded. And once I can get somebody to be thinking open-minded, I can figure out what their why is. Why are you showing up to the gym? Why are you hiring a trainer? And once I figure out your why, we can work out how to get there. But getting somebody to their why when their psyche isn't 100% right, maybe they're battling depression, maybe they just had trauma, maybe they just had a major life event that's consuming their brain. But in order to really get the maximum benefits out of exercise, you have to be present, and that's step one for me. So making sure somebody's psyche is present and they're ready to show up to the gym consistently and put in work. The other broken is the broken body. Is it from an injury? Is it just because you moved differently your whole life and that has kind of greased these bad grooves? Is it because you actually just have very little body control, you've never trained before, and you don't have the best body awareness? So I have to break down where the actual pathology is coming from in order for me to then regress and progress.
All right, now this is a lot of stuff, I would say. It's a lot of stuff. So like, again, like a lot of people just think about personal training as a matter of fact, oh, you know, the guy shows me what to do and he counts. And yeah, you basically describing a lot of information that you need to get as a trainer to become perfect, or like, I would actually call that a coach, right? It becomes more like a coaching part where you actually also, when you are confronted with a certain problem, you always have like kind of a way to figure out how to either circumvent it, or in, like, for example, a shoulder injury is like the easiest example. How can I still move when I have a shoulder injury, right? How can I make that possible, that I still get fitness? Because all the benefits that we reap out of fitness, mental and, you know, health-wise, are obviously well documented.
Yep.
And yeah, so like, it's a very complicated job that you have. So do you actually how do you actually go about it? Do you actually have like a specific session that you just set up for that? Or is it just more like, you know, I learn while I go along and adjust to that?
It's session one is a lot of talking and simple movements.
Do you sit down? Do the talking while seated?
Yes.
See, one of the things that I'm not that I'm saying this is right or this is wrong. A lot of times I think when you have somebody moving, their resistances, like, you know, their walls are a little bit weakened.
Yeah.
so to speak. So they come out a little bit more. So like a lot of times, I think it's awesome to just let them start walking or running or anything like that, so that they're defense mechanism, because we all want to be cool.
Yeah.
You're a great example for that, right? And we have all
coolest.
these little mental things.
Yeah.
Did you say the coolest?
I don't like people sitting at a table when I'm talking. I like sitting on the ground. So then we can go
coolest.
right from sitting on the ground talking to doing exercises on the ground. But you're right. I don't really like sitting people down at a table, because
Right.
that becomes, the walls go up right away, because we've all sat at tables our entire life in classrooms and in business meetings and
And we
whatever.
all want to look cool. It's like nobody wants to like go in there, and especially with somebody
Yeah.
you never met before, you don't
Yeah.
want to admit like, oh yeah, I know this is my problem. And if they come like that, a lot of
Yeah.
times that's a good giveaway too. Like they have prepared things already for that to like satisfy what
True.
people normally will ask them. And again, I guess the whole point of this thing is our job is complicated.
Very much so, and I almost wish that there was a couple of different job titles for personal trainers. You have fitness coach, you have wellness coach, and you have personal trainer. A fitness coach is somebody that's just really counting your reps and timing your sets. A wellness coach is looking at a little bit.
They can be really good and efficient too. Like
Absolutely.
if you're like an actor and you need to get into shape in like 6 months.
There's a huge need for that.
Right.
There's a
Boom.
huge need for that, and there's tons of businesses that do really well just by having people that are motivators, blowing their whistle, dancing, motivating the crowd. They may not be technically super educated in exercise science, but they don't need it for fitness coaching.
Right.
But then you have wellness coaching, which I believe fitness is a part of wellness, and wellness includes the mind-body connection, it includes emotions, spirituality, the whole nine. And when you get into wellness coaching, that's when you really have to peel back the layers of a client a little bit and help get them over any limitations that they have, whether it be mental or physical. And then you have personal trainer, and personal trainer is a one-on-one session where you're partly their therapist, you're partly their motivator, you're partly their fitness coach, you're partly their wellness coach, and they call it personal for a reason, because every single body is different, and you have to be able to figure out how to serve each person individually.
I love that as an end note, as great advertising for our profession.
Hire a trainer.
Hire a trainer. You will have better results, that's for sure. That's actually, I guess, New York Times had an article on that already a couple of years back. And, that's what we do. It's complicated. Because you are complicated.
And you're worth it.
Subscribe.
Thanks
And
for listening. See you next week. The cat's out of the bag. The secrets are out of the closet.
I gotta remind him, and he calls me old.